It's so nice having you around the store, man. I got to tell you, it's really fun.
Yeah, it's great having you around too, man. It's our little home base up there. It's a fucking hoot.
It is, right? It's like you work on everything there and then venture forth.
Right? Yeah.
It's a spot.
Yeah, I'm trying to, I've just got this big quandary now whether to even do another special or what it would do for me. And, Netflix is offering me money, but they're not offering me big, huge money. They're offering me regular money. And
You're trying to figure out if you want to?
Yeah, it takes me. I'm not like some comics. Some comics can spit out an hour a year, and I don't. It takes me 3 years to write a new record. But it's good. But it takes me forever to do it. I'm just not that prolific, I guess, anymore.
That's the big debate with comedians. Like, how much time should you wait? And Tom Papa and I were just talking about it, and I've talked about it with Burr and with Louis C.K. and a bunch of different guys. And Louis is doing like one a year for a while, but he stopped doing that. And I think he kind of agrees now that when you do one a year, it's almost like it's a special full of like adolescent premises.
Yeah. Yeah, and I've always found that my stuff ripens well, on the vine if I leave it there. If I pick it too early, I used to do a bit that was on my last album, and the punchline's not even on the album. The punchline I wrote later, which was it's about my wife buying me a bicycle, thinking I might ride it for health reasons, and it's for sale. And if you're looking for a bicycle, it's a great deal. It's got 750 yards on it. It was a demo when I bought it. It had 350 yards already on it, but I put the other 400 yards on it myself. That was the whole joke. Now, here's the punchline. And if you'd like to buy the bicycle, just go to my house in Beverly Hills, and it's 400 yards from there. So I didn't even have the punchline. I don't even know what I thought was funny about the other part. But when I went back and listened to it, I'm like, I could start doing that bit again because they still don't know how it ends if I wanted to.
Mitch Hedberg did that. He had a bit on his album, and he goes, "This is a bit from my old album." And then he does the bit. He goes, "This is the part I left out."
Oh, really?
And this is the new punchline. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a funny thing, development of material. Like, you're the only one who really knows when it's done. And sometimes you'll have something. I've had bits that I didn't put on specials that I was doing. I was like, this thing is it's not ready. And then maybe 2 specials later, I'll stick it in somewhere.
Right. Yeah, so I don't know, that Netflix wants an hour. I really think Netflix specials should be 30 minutes. I really do. Because I would do a 30-minute special and not burn an hour of material on it. And I go back. I watched yours the other day, which was great, and I watched the Ali Wong's special, and it was just long. It's just long. An hour's a long time for a special, and as much as I was impressed by Ali, and I still am impressed by Ali. But I'm impressed with what I see in the club.
Right.
When I go back and watch her special, I see what kind of confidence that brought her. That success of that thing, it made her a better comic. She really has even better presence on stage and works even slower and more commanding. But I can, that's what I learned from watching it was, that kind of success makes you better.
Yeah, for
confidence.
sure. For her, she's sort of emerging right now.
Right.
She's one of those people that people start to talk about. She's very, very funny. She's really cool too. Really nice person, but it's just nasty and funny on stage. Just
right. Yeah.
Fucking vicious.
And I don't know her because now she's got a kid. So as soon as she gets off stage, she's out of there. So
right.
I talked to her on stage a couple of times when she was bringing me up.
Yeah. Yeah. She's very friendly.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know, man. I'd like an hour. I like a good hour special. Maybe you just don't want to.
I'm cheap.
You just don't want to do it.
I'm cheap. I don't want to do the work, man. It's so daunting to put my last special was an hour and 20 minutes. And that's just because that's how long it was. And when I sold it, I'm like, I don't want to go edit it.
Right.
It works like that. You can have the whole thing. And then I'm standing there naked. I could have gotten away with 48 minutes. Because it was on television, and nobody saw it on TV because it was on CMT. Nobody watches fucking CMT, so nobody's even heard the last album, and I don't do it.
Isn't country music television? Isn't that real popular? Do they call it country music television anymore? Or they just call it CMT. But it started out as...
Yeah, I think it still stands for country music television.
But they're trying to do a bunch of other shit now too, right?
They try to do. I had a special with them once a year. And I would just have to come up with 15 minutes, and which was doable, that I could actually put on TV. Most of it I shouldn't even have put on TV, but But that was great. It was the Salute to the Troops thing and raise money and awareness for good stuff. And then they quit doing it, and somehow bought my special. And but so I just if I do a bit from it, it kills like nobody's heard it. So I really don't think anybody really heard it. It only sold 12 copies. So those people,
12? No.
Yeah, they know it. I have no idea how many.
We were talking about that before the show about like buying things. Like nobody buys comedy albums anymore. They just don't make any money.
Right.
Like none.
Yeah, and you know what? And I just started watching stuff on Netflix the other day because I just wanted to watch some of the specials of some of the people I knew up there to see what they were doing, what they were working on. And now why would you buy a fucking record? You can just flip it over to Netflix and watch it.
Well, I like listening to shit in my car. I like when people release